is my cultural artifact speech. According to the alumni page at calsla.edu, 50% of the students here are Hispanic. At my old high school, it was 98% Hispanic. Even though there's a big difference between both schools, the majority for both is still Hispanic. Just by looking at this class, I would say the majority is Hispanic as well. With that being said, I think you can understand why I brought a Mexican flag, or at least a picture of the Mexican flag, as my cultural artifact. It obviously represents the country of Mexico, and me being a Mexican American, it gives me a sense of pride and community whenever I see the flag. So it's common that any country's flag would be followed by patriotism and pride. So I'll be talking about how this flag brings us a sense of pride and community. First, I'll discuss the origin of the flag and how it came to be, and then I'll discuss how you would see this flag and its colors in today's society. So this version of the flag was first used in 1968, but the eagle and the cactus is a part of Mexico's culture far before that year. The story goes that there was a tribe called the Mexican people. They were looking for a home, and they believed their God would show them a sign of an eagle on a cactus, and wherever they would see such a sign would be the place where they would settle down and build their home. So they eventually did see their sign. They saw it in an island in the middle of the lake. That island would eventually become the center of the Aztec Empire. The snake would eventually come when the Spanish arrived. The Spanish thought that there was a snake on the eagle's beak, but in fact, it was just like red and blue currents coming from the eagle's mouth. And after that, that image just stuck with the snake. The red and green colors were first used in 1821 after Mexico won their independence. The meanings have changed throughout the years, but at first green meant independence, white religion, and red symbolized unity. But now their meanings are slightly different, with green meaning hope, white meaning unity, and red symbolizing the blood of the heroes. So now that you know a little history of the flag, I will now tell you how you see it in today's society. So it's common that you see flags anywhere you go. You could either see a flag posted up in a flagpole in front of a school or any other government area. But it seems that the Mexican flag is used more during festive gatherings or other festive cultural events. So an example could be during a soccer game where Mexico's playing. Obviously people will be wearing their Mexican soccer jerseys. Let's say Mexico wins the game, you would see, I guess, like people put little Mexican flags on the hood of their cars. Another place where you can see the flag would be sometimes in Mexican restaurants. Sometimes they prepare your food and they put a little toothpick with a little Mexican flag on it. I don't know if some of you have seen that before. But a common use of the flag in Mexico is when they give their honors to the flag. Every Monday it's customary for the smartest kid in school to hold up the flag and they give their salute to the flag, similar to how we do the Pledge of Allegiance here in the United States. In my family, the flag isn't really used that much. The most festive, or I guess you could say the most Mexican people in my family, would be my grandparents. They regularly come from Mexico and visit back and forth between Mexico and the United States. But even though they don't really use the flag a lot, or like they don't flaunt it around as much, they still take pride in their country and where they come from. Most of the time where we would see the flag is when we go out. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the city of Linwood, but there's a plaza there called Plaza Mexico, and that place is really cultural and really festive. And there you would see you would see the flag a lot and other things from Mexico. And in the weekends, usually there's a banda playing or someone performing, and it gets really packed. Most of the time we go there, we usually end up seeing some other family member of mine, like either an aunt or an uncle, because the majority of my family, or I guess all of my family, take pride of where they come from. And Plaza Mexico reminds them of their home country, which is Mexico. That shows that people take pride of where they come from. They're comfortable in a community that they're familiar with. So now you know a little history of the flag and where you see it today. I talked about the colors, the eagle, the cactus, and I talked about where you see the flag and the colors in today's society. Maybe some of you have seen this flag all your life, maybe some of you very few times at all. Nevertheless, it's still part of Mexico's culture, which is a big culture here in Southern California and here in Casa LA.